Howdy folks, welcome back to Rate is Random. For this episode, we're going to be doing something just a little bit special. We're going to be doing an old-fashioned chat and draw. As you can see here, this is actually my very first time using an online editing source called Krita. It's a downloadable free resource that you can use since I am too poor. I'm too poor to actually afford Photoshop or anything too exciting. But I'll be doing these on occasion to talk about something, things that I think are important. It could be things just going on in the world, or in this case, I just really want to talk about my channel. But before we get to that, I want to talk about the drawing in question, this strange monstrosity you see forming before your eyes. So for each drawing, whenever I do these, I'll ask for 6 random details. It could be from a friend, or I think later I'll post just some ideas and let you guys vote on them, assuming you guys are super into that. If my voice just happened to crack, I've been talking all day, and I'll be drinking throughout my tangent, so as to not let my voice get destroyed. So if I'm quiet, that's why. So the 6 random details are, first we have a race. They could be modern, fantasy, sci-fi, etc. This determines, I guess, the overall look for the character, and just gives me a guideline onto what to draw, what the concept is for the character I have. The second is going to be letter. A little bit ago, you saw me drawing a W, a double U. This will determine how the body will look, as I guess specifically the torso. So you can imagine how weird a character with an S for a shape would look like, or an A. In this case, we got lucky with a sort of like a trapezoid sort of look, which I think creates some more buff, burly sort of character design, which I'm fine with. So yeah, just any random shape can certainly make for interesting and certainly unique characters. The third detail that we're going to be asking for is a head shape or item. This, I mean, you can clearly see the triangle, so that's today's shape, but it could be something from like a circle, a square, and if you choose an item, it could be like a pocket watch or a TV, something to make the character look interesting, you know? This will determine how the facial expressions and anatomy will work on the sort of shape that was given. 4 is going to be abilities, and this is kind of an interesting category. It could be a superpower, a simple talent, or something that this particular character would enjoy. This will determine clothes and items and any actions that the character will be performing. So like, for example, if he's a guitarist, or a guitarist, is that what they're called? Or just some musical artist. It'll show them playing with the instrument and being happy and making music. The 5th one is going to be gender, with today's detail being male. The 6th detail and the final detail we have is physical quirks, our physical quirks. It could range anywhere from a hump to 6 fingers, discolored eyes, or just nothing, and just having a normal weird character. So today's 6 details were given to me by a friend of mine who goes by Skynewt. For our race, we have the D&D 5th edition, and I guess most fantasy RPGs have these sort of races. It's the elf and Triton, which I think Tritons are elves. Just think of Aquaman but blue. just underwater elves. For our letter, we have W, as you saw me drawing before. For our head shape, you can obviously see a triangle. For our abilities, we actually have a class from 5th edition as well. It's he's going to be a monk. which you'll sort of understand and see later. For physical quirks, we have big ears and a small nose and mouth. Though I, admittedly, I probably could have made the nose and mouth just a little smaller. Comically small nose and mouth. So that's thanks, Skynewt. This this is gonna be interesting to say the least. And sorry if this horrible monster will it doesn't really live up to your expectations. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be doing some jump cuts across this montage, just so it's a little bit faster and it cuts down editing time. But yeah, I'll have text pop up to tell you where to jump to when I'm done editing, or when I get to editing. That way you don't have to hear me ramble on about all my random nonsense, which is why I guess some of you are here. So I guess getting to that's our drawing, and I hope you guys enjoy. While I draw, there's just a few things I want to get off my chest about the start of this channel. First off, I did, obviously you're seeing me draw and I'm watching myself draw as I comment, because doing live draws, I think I get really easily distracted and I find myself just not talking for so long. But this way it gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys while I watch myself draw. We listen to some beats and overall just have a good time. So about the channel. So the idea behind Rate is Random is to really give credence to what YouTube's original design was. It was a way for people to express themselves, to teach, to show others what they could do on a public platform. Or perhaps not. A lot of some modern day channels are looking to start careers on here for the sake of just creating entertaining content. Creators could learn and grow along with their channels as they sort of learn the ropes of YouTube and just what it means to be a creator. I've got tons of ideas in my noggin that I think lots of people will enjoy. Yes, a lot of my channel will be dedicated to, you know, video games and let's plays. It'll also be dedicated in part to my own personal growth as a creative-minded individual. At some point, I want to learn animation. I want to be able to better my digital art skills. As you can see, and one of the reasons why I'll later edit this montage just a little bit more is because I make lots and lots of mistakes here. This is my first time using it, so I don't expect anything too fantastic out of it. But all that, and I also want to get good at bettering my own voice. That way I can use it to act and be able to put my voice into certain projects I have planned for the future, which I'll be getting to later in this video. So since the recording of my very first video a handful of months ago, which I had actually recorded way before making it open to the public eye, I've learned so much in just a short amount of time. My audio quality, I think, is a lot better. My lighting, I think, is getting better. I'm learning a lot more of just how important like setup is in terms of recording quality. And on that note, I feel like my content quality is getting just a little bit better. And I feel like I'm learning a lot about editing and using Krita and online sources like that to make better thumbnails. And all of that just in the span of just a couple months, which is hours upon hours of practice and work to get to what it is now, which is insane. Which is insane. The difference between my first Corey video and my latest Minecraft video, which friends and you guys seem to enjoy. My first Minecraft episode seems to have quite the many views, more than I originally expected. So I definitely expect definitely expect more Minecraft here in the future. But yeah, there's just a huge difference between just the sound and the audio of the two videos, and as well as editing quality. So, which I'm learning a lot, and I actually found that I quite enjoy editing videos. So I probably would have never discovered that about myself had I not, you know, started this channel and just started making random videos. And if I can get that sort of improvement, just a couple months in between making Minecraft and making the quarry for my first episode, if I can get that kind of improvement, just a few months between them, think of all the improvements, the quality changes, the sort of content I can create in our future, just a few months from now. So here we see the line art between the old one and the new one. It's certainly certainly an upgrade. I'll tell you what. Occasionally I'll butt into my own conversation to comment on on my drawing skills. Typically when I do larger drawings like this one and creating an in-depth character, I do like to, and I'm sure some people agree, I like to have sections of the drawing, especially underneath without the clothing on, just having the character drawn. That way I know how the clothing would look on top of it. It's sort of difficult to just sort of draw the clothing, and I don't know, do people do that? Like draw the clothing first? And I might actually try that. That sounds like an interesting challenge. And speaking of challenges, onto some of the projects I had in mind. I want to talk about just some of the things that you guys should expect out of this channel, and some of the more random content that you'll be seeing. Let's see. There's a couple things, not a couple, there's a lot. First, I actually do want to do Let's Plays. I'm a huge horror fan. I grew up with Slenderman and those sort of creepypasta games, and they're the ones, like the mystery and the lore, the universes behind them really got me into it, and the unknown and just the creeps and scares. So I'm super big into horror games, and I can't wait for you guys to see me get the balls scared off of me just a little bit more. I'm also super big into horror, not horror. It's like 10 o'clock at night, guys. I'm so tired. But I'm also super big into open world games, and especially the marriage between open world games and horror games. Like, that's the bread and butter. I like those kinds of games are super fun. Anyway, though I'm mostly into things that I can actually afford. But I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And the further I go on, and the more I improve in my art, the more I think you guys are going to enjoy me just screaming and just being a dummy the whole time. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. Second, I really want to dip my toe into audio dramas. The classical radio stories where one or several people act out a scene and add sound effects into it. That way it allows the listener to sort of immerse themselves into the story being told, which is something I've been super interested in, like old detective stuff where they walk over shards of glass and you hear the shards of glass being crunched on and just moved around. Gunshots being said, not said, being shot, being shot, and it's like more immersive in a way. It leaves a lot up to the theater of the mind in a sort of controlled way where sounds accompany the narrative, and it makes it super interesting. So. So here in the drawing we have so we're trying to keep the triangle shape, right? But we're also trying to make it look, I don't want to say I don't want to say fluid, but more, I don't even want to say natural, just more of a head shape and not less of a shape while keeping the shape look. I don't really know how to describe it. So no, so we're keeping it a triangle, right? But oh my gosh, this guy's got the a fedora cranium. I can't tell which one he looks like more, the crystal skull or Indiana Jones's hat. Oh, you guys are gonna love the final result. It's really something to see. But yeah, so it's less of a triangle, though keeping the triangle shape and more of an actual head, so you guys can see it. But back to what I was saying, it's audio dramas. This includes audio books and voice acting, should I ever get the chance or offer to do so. Through my process, I want to be able to better my own voice and do that sort of thing where I can reliably voice characters and sort of bring them to life, give them more color than beyond what the page has, or this guy, like, give him a voice. Yeah, look at this funny guy. But that's the line art. So I think now we're I mean, there's just a few more smaller details before we actually move on to the coloring section. Third, I'm a huge nerd. Putting it blunt. I do plan to have online tabletop role-playing game sessions, like one that I'm a super big fan of is Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Though that's not just limiting it to 5th edition. I'm huge into Call of Cthulhu, and I'll be looking into Pathfinders and really any recommendations that you, the audience, might actually have. I'll take a look at. Board games as well, just random content that I think you guys will enjoy and stuff that I'll enjoy and I'll enjoy playing. So really anything that interests me and any suggestions that you guys might have, I'll definitely look into. As well as a secret project that I'm working on, a small little tabletop role-playing game that I'm working on that I think you guys are going to enjoy once it comes out. If it's good. Okay, so what else? Oh, fourth. I mentioned this just a little bit earlier, but I want to get into more depth of this. So, cartoons in my childhood had a huge influence on me. They inspired me to draw, to think, and see things a little bit more creatively. They taught me to bring my weird ideas to life onto paper. Cartoons like Ed, and Eddie, Adventure Time, Samurai Jack, and I mean there's so many, there's countless cartoons out there that are incredibly influential shows that have inspired people even to making their own shows or into making art, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean I imagine not everyone was inspired. I mean, they're good shows, don't get me wrong. But I mean, if I could take this weirdo character and these random drawings I have and to bring them to life, I think would just be amazing. Have them hop and dance and skip just around the screen, and being able to give them a voice, especially, you know, my voice, or having someone else voice the character. I think bringing them to life would just feel amazing as a creator, because then they're real. They exist as with personality and their own unique set of skills and things. And if I could create a story or bring my characters to life in a way that influences someone, like those cartoons, and in the same way brings them to create their own art and create their own shows, inspiring from what I did. And there's hundreds of content creators on YouTube that have done this sort of thing. inspired other people. And if I could inspire someone in that same way, or through my art and through my random VS, I mean, that would be the greatest feeling on earth, I think. And that's something I strive to do. And I honestly can't wait for you guys to see all the random nonsense that I have in store. Next, let's talk about my schedule. I do have a day job. I don't expect too much success or anything monetary coming out of the channel just yet. Especially this being just so new. It goes from mornings to afternoons, so a little bit past midday. That way I have afternoons to, and most of my free time goes to making videos and bringing content to the channel. That being said, I do want to make at least 1 to 2 videos a week, which is sort of sad to say, unfortunately. This is mostly to give me free time. This is mostly to give me free time elsewhere to work on other projects, or to actually enjoy family or social life. That's at least the current expectation. I'm not making this channel expecting super success. I'm not in it for the numbers. I'm in it to better myself and to explore avenues of my creativity and sort of get out of my daily routine and learn things about myself that I never knew I could. And I think sort of, I don't want to say broadcasting, but giving my journey a finite point in this video, a spot where I came from in some place I could look back on years from now. That's assuming my channel's still up at all. But something I could look back on years from now and say, that's the moment I decided to, be better and just to see how far I've come. So, hey, future me, if you're watching, you better have done something super exciting, crazy, amazing with your life. If not, well, that's a shame. maybe a few more of these chat draws will do you some good. But do I like my current day job? Yeah, it's okay. it keeps me in shape, or at least a shape. But yeah, that's why this channel exists. I think ultimately I do want to explore more avenues of my creative self above just physical work. So that maybe I could find something more enjoyable with my life to do. Oh shoot, I think that's just about all I wanted to say, really. Thanks for listening to my chat, honestly. I'm not sure where this whole experience is gonna go and lead us, or for how long it'll last, but I genuinely hope you'll stick it out with me to the end. There'll be plenty of random for everyone. And who knows? Maybe there'll be something you like. I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna shut up, let you guys listen to some tunes, and I'll see you at the very end of this video. Have a good one, folks.